Welcome to the special edition of Hannity. Now, tonight for the hour, we're going to highlight just how clueless liberal elitists really are about American values. Now, they look down on, they openly mock, they despise anyone who does not blindly follow their rigid, radical leftist ideology. And we're going to show you the latest examples of extreme hatred. That's all coming up in the program tonight. But first, the self-righteous, sanctimonious, social justice warrior, late-night host Jimmy Kimmel is launching a new attack directed at yours truly. Poor little Jimmy, he can't stomach the fact that we dared to call him out for smearing the First Lady, Melania Trump, when he was mocking her accent as she was reading to little children. All right, so tonight, right here on this show, we are laying down the gauntlet. We're going to fight fire with fire. We will show you video proof of Kimmel's creepy, perverted, misogynistic, and even racist past. And that is tonight's breaking news opening monologue. Let me say this at the start of the show tonight. I am going after Jimmy Kimmel. Tonight, we're going to pound him with his own words. And I'm going to tell you something. This is not something I prefer to do on this show. I don't take joy in this. But I have just had it with the utter hypocrisy, the unrelenting attacks against not only a sitting president, but his wife and his daughter and his 11-year-old son, the First Lady of the United States. Really? This never ends. It needs to end. This is not about politics. This isn't Republican, Democrat, conservative, liberal. It's way bigger than Sean Hannity or Jimmy Kimmel. What we have is Jimmy Kimmel attacking an innocent woman in this case, Melania Trump, for reading a book to children. This has to end. So tonight, we're throwing down the gauntlet on this show because I'm not going to sit here and look at smears against innocent people who are just trying to serve their country and teach children and make the world a better place. And to be clear, I'm not in the business of silencing Kimmel. I don't want Jimmy Kimmel boycotted. I don't like his show, but if you want to watch it, go watch it. And Jimmy, if you're half the man you pretend to be, all you really have to do is apologize to the First Lady. So here's where we're at tonight. Now, the self-anointed beacon of all things right, all things decent, all things humane in this world, Jimmy Kimmel is now taking shots at me. Now, the reason doesn't come as a surprise because Kimmel is upset because we called out his hypocrisy because he was viciously mocking Melania Trump's accent while she was reading to a bunch of kids. Now, keep in mind, English is not her first, second, third, fourth language. It's her fifth language. Take a look.
I want to really thank the First Lady, Melania, who has done an incredible job. She worked so hard on this event, and so I want to thank you.
Yeah. It's not a chance she did one thing to help set that up. She didn't die egg, she didn't feel bad. The only thing she's been working on is an escape tunnel. No White House Easter celebration would be complete without story time from our First Lady.
Never stop exploring, because life would be boring. Be clever and curious, just like a cat. Ask lots of questions about this and that.
About this and that. Kimmel, you realize what this means? You could be First Lady of the United States.
Yeah. Pathetic and petty, and it needs to stop. Now, imagine if a conservative said any of this. Liberals, they'd be foaming at the mouth, feigning their moral outrage. Now, like most bullies, Jimmy Kimmel is thin-skinned. Make one joke about the guy, and he loses his mind for 5 minutes on his show, and he has been freaking out all day. So in response to all of that and this disgusting display, well, I called Jimmy Kimmel a despicable disgrace. And, of course, that set the holier-than-thou Hollywood elitist off. Take a look.
I open my computer and find out I'm at war with Sean Hannity and Fox News. For 8 years while Obama was president, he was unable to get an erection. For 8 years, not one erection. Now that Trump is president, here's the twist. Sean Hannity is unable to have anything but an erection, okay? He's had an erection since November of 2016, and it's driving him mad. He's lost his mind.
No, my mind's right here. A couple of things. Number one, Jimmy Kimmel, you're really creepy and perverted. And the video evidence that we're going to show you in just a few minutes will explain a lot about Jimmy Kimmel. Secondly, and this is important, Kimmel is just stealing a page from the fake news media and lying about what I said about Roy Moore. All Jimmy had to do was a little research, and he would find out that I was the one that repeatedly pressed Roy Moore over and over again for an hour on my radio show about multiple allegations against him. And I forced Roy Moore to respond. And by the way, his response didn't help him. So, Jimmy, you want to attack me, you go right ahead, but facts actually matter. Now, last night, Jimmy also tweeted a vulgar, obscene, mock photo of me that was so creepy and perverted, even by Jimmy's standards, that he had to take it down. Here's the thing about this sanctimonious bully. He doesn't just go after people like me who highlight his hypocrisy. I'm fine with that. He routinely bashes, nonstop, all Republicans, even the First Lady, really, of the United States of America. I don't care that you're a liberal, Jimmy. I know that, well, you kissed Obama's ass and so on and so forth. That's fine. Keep in mind, this is a guy who preaches from his high horse night after night after night about just how righteous and just he really is. Take a look.
I even thought, hey, maybe we won't talk about Donald Trump much tonight. And then he opened his mouth and all manner of stupid came out. I feel like I can say this with reasonable certainty. The president is completely unhinged. The wheels are off the wagon and hurtling towards the moon right now.
So you don't mind if Republicans turn off your show? They're not watching anymore?
I don't say I don't mind. I mean, I love for everyone. I want everyone with a television to watch the show. But if they're so turned off by my opinion on health care and gun violence, then I don't know. I probably won't want to have a conversation with them anyway.
Good riddance?
Well, not good riddance, but riddance.
Pretty laughable because Jimmy's constantly trying to be everybody's moral arbiter. Now, you're on video, Jimmy, doing it nonstop. It's so easily accessible. This is too easy, so quit pretending. And really, good riddance or riddance to conservatives watching your show? Are you that hateful, that arrogant to just dismiss half the country? Here's an idea. Why don't you focus on trying to be funny instead of pushing liberal talking points that you get from Chuck Schumer? And now for Kimmel's creepy past. We didn't need a team of 100 staffers and writers like Jimmy has to scour the internet for us. Well, Kimmel actually makes it too easy. All you have to do is a quick Google search, and you find all kinds of videos that I'm sure a lot of people will think Jimmy Kimmel's kind of creepy and perverted. Now, before we show them to you, now we get that Jimmy Kimmel is trying to be a comedian. He's in last place in late night. But for him to sit there night after night after night, lecture America about what is right, what is wrong about America, having done the things that he's done, yeah, that's the height of hypocrisy. And as we'll show you, Kimmel is a pretty sick, twisted, creepy, perverted weirdo, which is why I now call him Harvey Weinstein Jr. For example, here's Disney's Jimmy Kimmel asking random women on the street to guess what's in his pants and to touch it and put their mouth on it. Watch.
This game show is called Guess What's in My Pants. Now, I've stuffed something in my pants, and you're allowed to feel around on the outside of the pants. You have 10 seconds to then guess what is in my pants. You ready?
Set.
Go.
It looks like...
You should use two hands. Two hands. You're going to make a fine wife. You've done this before, haven't you? All right.
Just right there?
Yeah? Just a few more seconds. How old are you?
18.
Okay, good. You sure of that? Because Uncle Jimmy doesn't need to do time. Maybe it would be easier if you put your mouth on it. You've got a nice technique there. You could get in the Olympics with this, let me tell you.
Is that really the example he wants to set for how to treat women? Wasn't he the guy at the Oscars that was lecturing everybody, the Academy Awards, to listen to everybody's speech on the Me Too movement? Now, this is the type of thing, it's a recurring theme for Jimmy Kimmel. Now, here he is interviewing women with an object in his pants. Take a look.
Sex-wise, does size matter?
Yeah, I think it matters. I think a lot of it's visual.
What do you mean?
Because if the man is...
Doesn't particularly matter.
It doesn't make a difference.
No?
Big guy,
Yeah.
and his unit is relatively small,
Right.
then it sort of gives you this inadequacy
Right.
thing.
What do you think of this right here?